I'm just going to do a bit of a speech, a feature, a talk about a couple of things. Those being artificial intelligence um, and how it can affect and will rule our lives if we do nothing about it. Uh, 9 or 10 years ago, I did a clip which you can find on YouTube called Kingdom of Moloch. And it just went on about how the likes of the iPhone and the economy and the alcohol are all linked together. That was 10 years ago. I didn't think it would probably not attract much attention. But as we see now, these things are coming to pass. So I will talk about artificial intelligence. Now, AI, as is commonly known, is really a type of, you could say it's sentient. It's it's alive. It's like a type of spirit, if you want to put it that way. I'll tell you one movie you should see. It's called The Lawnmower Man with Pierce Brosnan, and that will give you an idea of what we could be facing pretty much now. And so with artificial intelligence, we have to take in things like SIM cards. You've got microsim cards now, which will be a type of global Wi-Fi connected. Everybody on this planet will be connected to each other. So you say it's a human tethering, so to speak. And we have to see how this is possible. We've got global Wi-Fi, we've got the Earth covered in satellites, and as artificial intelligence is really taking over our lives, we could see manufactured personalities. So, and since we had this COVID emergency or supposed emergency, we have seen more and more nut jobs on the street. So, because you only have to look at the local media, and every criminal that goes to a court these days only has to say, "I'm a nut job," and they walk. And as the number of nut jobs increases, so does the so-called mental health facilities, which are, they're not asylums. It's just like there's more and more hospitalizations for nut jobs. And one thing that could come about as a result of all of this is the return of lobotomies. Now, lobotomies are meant to stop mental illness, but all they really do is attack the personality of the person being lobotomized. It's surgery. But with the SIM card, where the SIM card goes right here in the front, and if it's put in there, that is the personality part of the brain. It's also known as the God spot. And if you have a SIM card, you would affect it. You could program the personality of the person who has the SIM card in their head. So we could, if you hijack the personality, you hijack everything. You could, with the data you can put into their head, you could reprogram them. Basically, you could put in false memories. So you could be working as a slave, yet the data in, say, in the USB type setup will have you believing that you are living it up, and you won't know the difference. So you're basically a biological robot. So, and all these things are possible because technology, psychiatric, uh, medical facilities are catering to this, and governments will cater to this because it controls the population. So you could use a type of microsim card which would be implanted in your head as part of a lobotomy to basically control you. You would not have any personality per se, or not a natural one. You would have a personality which would be transmitted to you by Wi-Fi, by global internet. You've got military internet, which covers the world. And if you can turn people into slaves, which is essentially what you will be, because you would have no independent thought, you would have the revelations from the Bible. You would have a hell on earth, so to speak. And I just mentioned to the two who just said hello to me and hello to you. So we could see various plans, and the plans, the people are simply saying they're conspiracy theory. They're not theories, they're facts. And you put it this way. Now, I used to be a Satanist, and Satan could basically turn this earth into a tailor-made hell, much like as drug dealers, in the Latin American countries, they do it. They build their own prisons for their comfort to serve it's a sentence which they can just come and go from the jail as they want. This is the sort of situation we are facing. We've got a world full of traitors. Most people will sell out their own people in order to get a type of celebrity type status. And we're seeing plans coming into being now. If you're from Ireland, if you're from the United Kingdom, you should know about the Kalergi plan, which was planned ages ago, which is a plan to make the white race extinct, except for those who are running it. And we'll see, so supposed refugees coming into, Europe, America, Australia, so on. And they're given everything. And what the so-called pro-refugee committee doesn't want to tell you is that these refugees are failed criminals in their homelands. So we're seeing a globalisation. It's much like the Tower of Babel, in which all the people that are in the world, this is from ancient times, supposedly conspired to go to heaven. They were building a tower, and God knocked down the tower and put different languages into different people so they could not speak or get together. So, looking at it, we do have it now, fake memories. As anyone, and no one verifies who they are, say, I had a memory of my father molesting me or whatever. And there may be something to it, but usually there's nothing to it. So we've got fake memories, we've got re-engineering souls. People adopt these weird type beliefs, and we're seeing more and more of this now with these so-called prophets, and you've got more and more people calling themselves God. And what it is called solipsism. It's where you think you're the only person that exists because everything's in your head. Now, solipsism is not a mental illness. It is a philosophy. It's a philosophy, just like communism or Nazism, whatever. And it's been adopted more and more. So we've got artificial intelligence microsim cards, global Wi-Fi, we've got satellites, and we've got a belief in anything but God. That's the main focus these days, anything but God. Well, anyway, I'm gonna end it here. I think I've said enough to get you interested